Donald Trump's second impeachment trial in the United States has ended with his acquittal. There were 7 Republican senators who did find the former president guilty, but the final count was 10 votes short of the supermajority that would be needed in order to convict. CBC's Stephen D'Souza has the details.
The final day of impeachment was supposed to be straightforward, but last night a new report emerged claiming Donald Trump made comments supporting the rioters to the Republican House Majority Leader.
This entire proceeding is based on rumor, report, innuendo. There's nothing to it, and they didn't do their work.
The report reignited debate about bringing witnesses into the trial.
Well, there's only one person the president's counsel really needs to interview, and that's their own client.
Senators went ahead and voted to allow witnesses.
The motion is agreed to by a vote of 55 to 45.
That threw the day into chaos as senators seemed unsure of what to do next. One path, debate, call and depose witnesses for both sides. That process would lengthen the trial by weeks, possibly hampering President Joe Biden's ability to get his agenda passed. After more than 2 hours of backroom negotiations, senators decided instead not to call anyone, moving to final arguments.
What is being asked of each of us here in this moment will be remembered. History has found us. I ask that you not look the other way.
The entire spectacle has been nothing but the unhinged pursuit of a long-standing political vendetta against Mr. Trump.
Then the final vote, and as expected, the Senate did not convict Donald Trump.
Donald John Trump, former President of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the article of impeachment.
Ultimately, 7 Republicans did vote to convict, while Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, moments after voting to acquit Trump, criticized the former president for the very thing he just absolved him of.
That President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it.
That changes little, though, as Democrats now deal with their own political fallout for fumbling the call for witnesses.
This felt like part of a pattern, something that we have seen from Democratic leadership. What feels like again and again is this unwillingness to fight at the level that Republicans are fighting.
Now the country picks up the pieces, with Donald Trump's shadow still looming large. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, New York.
And the former president in question has also released the following statement where he says, "It is a sad commentary on our times that one political party in America is given a free pass to denigrate the rule of law, defame law enforcement, cheer mobs, excuse rioters, and transform justice into a tool of political vengeance and persecute, blacklist, cancel, and suppress all people and points of view with whom or which they disagree. I always have and always will be a champion for the unwavering rule of law and heroes of law enforcement and the right of Americans to peacefully and honorably debate the issues of the day without malice and without hate." We also heard reaction from Democratic Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and she had some harsh words for the Republican senators who voted not guilty.
We saw in that Senate today was a cowardly group of Republicans who apparently have no options because they were afraid to defend their job, respect the institution in which they served. Imagine that it would be vandalized in so many bad ways that I won't even go into here, and that they would not respect their institution. That the president of the Senate, Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence, was the chant, and they just dismissed that. Why? Because maybe they can't get another job.
Last hour, I spoke with Michael Zelden. He's a former U.S. federal prosecutor, and he didn't hold back when asked for his thoughts on how the vote went down.
A lot of profiles and cowardice here. A lot of Republicans who know that President Trump did incite this riot and egg the rioters on during the course of it, hung their hat on this jurisdictional question that the Senate lacks the authority to try the case after the president has left office. It's a bogus argument. Constitutional scholars have poo-pooed it. And in fact, as Nancy Pelosi just said, they could have had this trial while Trump was still in office, but McConnell refused to receive the articles of impeachment. So where we stand is 57% of the Congress, in a bipartisan way, said former President Trump incited an insurrection against a co-equal branch of government. If that's not a badge of dishonor that he will carry and his legacy will be just that, there is nothing more that one can say about it. And everything he may say in his own defense afterwards is just a cheap rationalization of what he did and what he was accused of and what really the evidence proved that he did.